Vanderbilt in the Athlon magazine here. Clearly, I mean, it's been a rough go of it, but what's your thoughts on Clark Lee? I mean, I was stunned when they dropped the opener against ETSU. I mean, it looked like this guy might be in over his head. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. But I honestly thought Vanderbilt got a lot tougher as the season progressed. They won some close games. Thank God they got the Alabama kicker transfer because
Yeah.
he won 2 games for them.
They have good special teams this year. They got a punter from Florida Atlantic who's good. So
Hey, there you go. And they nearly knocked off South Carolina. So, I mean, there's reason for some optimism. Do you think this is going to continue to go in the right direction year 2 under Clark Lee?
I think the biggest thing we should take away from Vanderbilt is when we listened to Clark Lee last offseason, he was talking about was it a 10-year plan for the program. This is not an overnight turnaround at all. Right. And I think it's not to use brick by brick here or anything to bring up any bad memories for you, Mike. But I think it's about finding pieces for the future, 2023 and 2024. They have 2 interesting quarterbacks in Mike Wright and Ken Seals. They have some skill talent too. McGowan, the freshman, is really interesting to go with Davis at running back. I think line of scrimmage is a concern for Vanderbilt. Like just talent, just depth, got to be better there. I think the biggest reason for optimism is it's the second year under this coaching staff. And I think, as you said, they were getting better at times last year. Can they build on it this year? And I think the second year of the staff with another year to recruit, they've brought in a good class. Like you could see some improvement. So we do not have them winning a game in SEC play. They have a tricky non-conference schedule when you go to Northern Illinois, who's our projected MAC champion, and you go to Hawaii in the first game of the year. But I think if they can be more competitive in the SEC, even if they don't win a game, I think that's still a good sign for the future for Vanderbilt.
And do you think this defense will just, obviously have a bigger Clark Lee imprint on it in year 2? And I know, they made strides there, but pass rush was just a huge issue. Do you think they can manufacture some of that more this in year 2?
Yeah, I think they can. I think overall the defense should be better. Now, better might be just giving up 30 points a game as opposed to close to 40 in SEC play.
Right.
But that would be a good sign because then all of a sudden, Vanderbilt's a little bit closer to the pack in the SEC, and you start looking at a guy like Kane Patterson who transferred in from Clemson should be someone who can help out a lot. But I think the broader point, and I think you were kind of hinting at it there, is stopping the run, pass rushers. Those are things you can only just recruit your way out of, and it just may take Vanderbilt some time to get those kind of talent and bodies that they need. So I would expect general improvement out of this Vanderbilt defense, but maybe not marked improvement this year.
And I mentioned the opening season loss to ETSU last year. This year, you mentioned it, Hawaii right out the gate. But as I understand it, Hawaii is a train wreck this offseason. So, I mean, what's your thoughts on Vanderbilt? I know it's a long trip, but do you expect them to win if they play up to their standard?
Yeah, I do. You probably remember Timmy Chang. He was very, he was a great player to have on NCAA football back in the day. He's now the head coach, former record-setting quarterback. I think if this is played at Vanderbilt, I don't think we're even worried about any kind of weird stuff happening. But Hawaii plays on campus now. It's a smaller stadium. It's a long trip out there, the first game of the season. You don't really know what Hawaii is because they have so many new faces. They were an absolute mess under Todd Graham, but it's a new staff. They've got some transfers coming in. They've got some turnover. They're just a hard team to get a read on. But if Vanderbilt plays, I think, like they did last year in some of those games, South Carolina, maybe some of those others, they should be fine.